Shalom, this is your brother Karath coming at you again with this truth. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to the brothers that's preaching and teaching the truth all over the earth. Shalom. Today I want to get into a topic. I think I may entitle it Epoch-alypse. Not to be confused with the apocalypse. You know, the apocalypse is a revelation or disclosure of things that are going to happen. But I'm talking about the epoch-alypse. You know, when you go into that word epoch, it's a point marking the start of a new period in time. So it's a point marking the start of a new period in time. So we're headed toward an epoch-alypse. You know, and that's what the ICBM nuclear missiles will do, man. They'll bring us into it. That's going to mark that the start of a new point and period in time. You know, so the word epoch, it's a time when things, you know, they're brought to a crisis. But first we need that build up, man. And what's part of the build up? What are certain aspects of that build up leading to the epoch-alypse? Salakia, that's gonna be you know, it's like almost 40% of the world's countries they're gonna witness civil unrest, according to the research group Veris Maplecroft. We got earthquake in Turkey. And then we got the coronavirus in China that's spreading throughout the world. We got the yellow vest protests in France. We got demonstrations in Brazil. We got fires in Australia. We got the 2019 Hong Kong protests. We got Storm Gloria and the anti-government protest in Bogota. And we got the anti-government protests in Chile. We got the earthquake in the Philippines and that volcano. We got the 5.8 magnitude earthquake in Puerto Rico. We got Hurricane Dorian. We got the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. We got the Indian citizenship bill demonstrations in Delhi. And then we got an unprecedented level of sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena, what the world calls UFOs, or what we know to be spiritual flying crafts or chariots, like the Bible describes them. We got an unprecedented amount of sightings of those unidentified aerial phenomena. We got the 7.7 magnitude earthquake that just recently hit between Cuba and Jamaica, which they're saying it may end up causing like the super tsunami. We got protests in Baghdad. We got Italy's New Sardines movement. That's another protest. We got the 2019 Lebanese protests. You know, so we're headed somewhere, man. We're definitely going in a direction that the scriptures have basically mentioned. You know, and then then on personal levels, among brothers, man, we got demons finding ways to vex you inwardly, you know, and agitate you. You know, you got your demons using your kids, demons attacking your health. You know, we got demonic forces attacking your finances and your mind. We got wicked men trying to force you to get carnal. We got demonic attacks on your relationships and demonic attacks in the brotherhood. Demonic attacks on your transportation and a plethora of other demonic attacks, you know. But it's all leading us somewhere, man. We're getting somewhere in this process. And what it's leading us to is, like I was stating before, it's leading us to the second death, man, and the epoch-alypse. You know, that epoch-alypse, man. It's gonna be a point of marking the start of a new period in time. But it's gonna be a beautiful time, man, when we finally get there. But we're reaching a point that's marking a new period in time, man. You know, so that's what all of this stuff is leading up to. You know, and I think I want to grab a few scripts. Yeah, but before I do, you know, just talk a little bit more. You know, it's leading up to you know, we're about to approach the second death, man. The first death was the flood with Noah. The second death is going to be these ICBM missiles. You know, and then it's going to bring about you know, that second death is going to bring an end to the Caucasoid hegemony. Salaki, and a new dispensation of righteous rulership, man. And when you go into that word dispensation, it's dealing with a system of order. You know, like a government or organization or of a nation or nations. You know, or dealing with like a community. You know, especially as existing at a particular time. So we're approaching a new dispensation, an epoch-alypse. You know. So let me grab a few scripts, man. So we're approaching the end. Let me grab a few scripts. Since matter of fact, let's see here. Let me go to 1 Peter. This is 1 Peter 4 and verse 7. It says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." And that's what we should be doing right now, man. The end of all things is at hand. The end of all things, it's not really the end of the world, but it's the end of a world, the end of a age. So, you know, we supposed to be watching unto prayer, man. We watching. We seeing all of this stuff taking place, man. You know, we see these earthquakes. We see all these uprisings of the people, Hurricane Dorian and assassinations of this prominent figure leading up to things, man. We see demonstrations in Brazil, you know, demonstrations in France, the coronavirus, pestilence and stuff like that. So we're watching unto prayer, you know. Let me grab another one. This is 2 Peter. It's a lot. 2 Peter 3 and 11, it reads, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved." Salak, let me go up to verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise." And we know that it's coming, man. It's coming like a thief to those that aren't watching unto prayer. You know, they don't see all of these things happening. They're spiritually blinded to all of this stuff. They just think that life will continue as usual. But it says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which all the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Earth also, the works that are therein, shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and righteousness?" You know, and that's how we should be conducting ourselves, man, because we see it all happening. It's telegraphed to us. This is basically like a telegraph pass, man. You know? But like I was saying before, man, we're leading. This is all leading up to the second death, man, and the epoch-alypse. You know, let me grab this other script. This is Luke 21 and 11. It reads. It says, so like, let me go up. And it says, "And they asked him, saying, Master," this is Luke 21 and 7. Salak. It says, "And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars," Salakia, "and commotions," and we hearing about wars and commotions, man. We're definitely hearing about World War III, man. There's whispers of war, World War III. brewing up. There was a plane just shot down with a bunch of prominent figures, in the Middle East, man. They had a bunch of prominent leaders, here, American leaders. They were shot down, man. So that's like another, that's basically an act of war, man. But it says, when you hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. And we seeing these earthquakes in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, man. The coronavirus. Then they brought, then they had Ebola. Then they had bird flu. They got all kinds of different pestilences. And it says in fearful sights. They had flesh-eating bacteria. They had that thing. I forgot about that one. And other things that I can't really, think about offhand. But we know that they're there. And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And great signs and there shall be from heaven, man. That's the chariots. Fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. So we're starting to see those fearful sights and those great signs in heaven, man. That's the chariots, or what they call unidentified aerial phenomena. And then it's verse 12. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, but delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And you can read all of that in your own time. But yeah, man, we're definitely headed in that direction, man. Second Esdras, let me go there real quick. This is Second Esdras 9 and verse 2. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 1. He said at Second Esdras 9 and 1. He said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And he is visiting the world, man. It's the scripture says he'll visit the world in tempest. Lord willing, I'll grab that, but it says visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we seeing the earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Let me see if I can grab that. Tempest, storm. Salat. Let's see, visit. See if it'll pull up now. There it is, Isaiah 29 and 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, man. And that's what's coming, man. And that's what we've been seeing, though. We've been seeing the Most High is visiting the earth, man, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and with storms and tempests. Those storms, what are those storms, man? We got hurricanes, we got flash floods. We got all kinds of stuff going on, man. The tsunami here, we got all kinds of different things that prove that the Most High is actually visiting the world with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise and storms and tempests, man. And ultimately it's going to culminate in that flame of devouring fire, which is those ICBM missiles, man. So from there, I want to go to Revelation 2. So Revelation 2 and 11. It reads, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And we know that that second death, man, we know that that's those ICBM missiles, man. You know, that is the second death. You know, those ICBM missiles is the second death, man. You know, let me go here real quick. Revelation 20. This is Revelation 20 and 6. It says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. And we know that the first resurrection, you know, that's when that's that first dominion. That's those elect men that'll have first dominion with Yahweh Shai, that first resurrection. It says, on such the second death hath no power. The reason it has no power is because, like the scripture says, you know, it says, behold, I show you a mystery. We don't all sleep, but we will be changed. And that's when we receive those spiritual bodies, man. We'll be translated like Enoch. You know, we get those spiritual bodies, you know, those celestial bodies. And it's, you know, we'll have, Lord willing, we those men, we'll have access to the first resurrection and that first dominion with Yahweh Shai. See, let me go here real quick. This is Revelation. Salak. Let me finish that up. Salak. Let me go back to that before I skip. Let me grab the rest of that. Revelation 26. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. That's right. You know. And from there, let me go to Revelation 21. And verse 8, it says, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable, the murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. And we know that's not hell, man. That's going to be, the lake of fire is going to be the ICBM missiles here in America. And it says, which is the second death. And that's the second death, man. Just like the flood was the first death, the ICBM missiles in that lake of fire, man, that's going to be the second death, man. You know? And, you know, the second death, like I was saying, that second death is going to be the end of the Caucasoid hegemony and the new dispensation of righteous rulership. You know? So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going to be the ruling people in this new kingdom. You know, that's being translated. And they'll make up the governing body, you know, of the kingdom of heaven. Lord willing, man, I'll be one of those men. So, like I said, man, we're headed toward the Epoch-alypse, man. And what was the Epoch-alypse, man? It's a point marking the start of a new period in time, man. We're headed to that point where it's a point marking the start of a new period in time, man. And it's exciting times. Till next time, shalom.